bum, 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 bum. Hey, I'm pulling. I'm okay. It's a funny thing. It's funny to me. You know, Gil Scott Heron, right? One time, me and the great Errol Maitland, we were in the meat locker or edit C's. Don't worry, the BAI, WBI, right? We was about to interview. I was about to interview Gil Scott Heron, right? So we had to set up the thing, you know. So we put him in the booth. I don't know why. Wait a second, maybe I wasn't interviewing him. I don't know what it was. But me and Errol was both out there futzing around, you know, trying to get the microphones and all that. So Gil Scott Heron's in there going, we said, we got to get a mic check, you know, so it's good. What's going on, And it ends up, the boy just punking us, you know what I mean? He was just mouthing like that, not saying anything. He was a jokester, a real Allegra, if you will. Hey, oh, by the way, Instagram, it's me, T, from the Pattersons, taking trains to Tibet, talking about reading, or great scholars. Gil Scott Heron was a great scholar. Well, to me he was. I don't know what he was to you. Oh, I don't drink I'm sitting here, this is reading day. I'm reading from Tagore. But I left my glasses forward. Stop. I'll be right back. Hold on, don't go no place. Whoa. Can't read without the glasses. Well, I can read without the glasses, but sometimes it would be with some difficulty. Let's put it that. Some difficulty. I'm in my Sunday reading chair. Hammock chair, if you will. Hey, wait. Let me turn this just a little bit. Okay. So, this thing is always doing this. I don't know what's kind of change these settings. I don't know why the settings is doing this to me. Just a second. I'll be right with you. I got to do something here. Come on. Okay. The brightness changes from what I see. I know it doesn't change with you. Don't worry about it. You know, it's technical stuff. Here I am, technical again. You know, now the camera's punking me. Oh, got to read the quote. That Tagore, reading from it. We're in India, so every Sunday while reading, we start off a reading, then I riff off the reading. But every Sunday we read. Well, we've been reading from Tagore. We actually started the series with the Lebanese guy, Kahil, the Lebanese guy, you know, with the poem. Anyway, that was a long time ago. When I first got here. But we settled on Tagore. And I'm going to read, usually I read a short one. This is going to be a little bit longer. Well, 51 is like this whole page. And, check this thing out. On page 53, 54, it says number 51. It's right there. Then it goes to that page right there. Right? Okay. So I'm reading from that, and it's from this book, Getting a Job. I don't know. Actually, Song Offerings. Hey, look. I don't want to get into that right now. So let us read. The night darkened. Our day's work had been done. We thought that the last guest had arrived for the night and the doors in the village were all shut. Only some said the king was to come. We laughed and said, no, it cannot be. It seemed there were knocks at the door, and we said it was nothing but the wind. We put out the lamps and lay down to sleep. Only some said, it is the messenger. We laughed and said, no, it must be the wind. There came a sound in the dead of the night. We sleepily thought it was the distant thunder. The earth shook, the walls rocked, and it troubled us in our sleep. Only some said it was the sounds of wheels. Only some said it was the sound of wheels. Some said it was the sound of wheels. We said in a drowsy murmur, no, It must be the rumbling of clouds. The night was still dark when the drum sounded. The voice came, "Wake up, delay not." We pressed our hands to our hearts and shuddered with fear. Some said, "Lo, there is the king's flag." We stood up on our feet and cried, "There's no time for delay. The king has come, but there are lights. Where are the reefs? Where is the throne to sit him? Oh, shame. Oh, utter shame. Where is the hall, the decorations?" Someone said, "Vain is this cry. Greet him with empty hands. Lead him into thy rooms all bare. Open the doors. Let the conch shells be sounded. In the depth of the night has come the king of our dark, dreary house. The thunder roars in the sky. The darkness shudders with lightning. Bring out thy tattered piece of mat and spread it in the courtyard. With the storm has come of a sudden our king of the fearful night. Now this thing was really, I'll say, affecting well. This thing got to me, whatever. Because lately I realized that I am obsessed. Well, I am occupied. I am something with Captain Ibrahim Traore. Captain Traore, or I call him Commander Ibrahim. He's the for me, he's the commander-in-chief of, dare I say, black people worldwide. I know he's supposed to be the official, the president, the leader, the spokesperson, the grand hoo-ha of Burkina Faso, the land of upright people. But for me personally, a man of the diaspora, an internationalist in the how do you say, in the vein of Robert F. Williams, you know, he is my commander-in-chief. I've had other I've had only two commanders-in-chiefs in my life, because when I was in the Air Force, naturally the president of the United States Air Force. So the president of the United States Air Force, or the president of the country is actually the commander-in-chief. So all those people in the military right now, your commander-in-chief is Mr. Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States. See, when I was in the Air Force, my commander-in-chief was first they got Richard Nixon, and then Gerald Ford. But don't worry about all that stuff. So now, but I'm obsessed. No, okay, I shouldn't say obsessed. That sounds terrible, right? But I'm focused. I'm laser focused on my commander-in-chief, because my commander-in-chief is doing stuff, you know. And I've been writing poems about my commander-in-chief. But this poem here reminds me of, let me see, what's the last poem I wrote? Last poem I just wrote is a thing called What Need Happen. I got it. See, the way I write these poems, I wrote another one for him too. I write them in my book. Well, first I write them on this parchment, and then hey, that's a good word, parchment. I write them on a parchment, and then I put it in my phone and for the spell check, and then I write it in my current diary. This is the Indian diary, my scribble, well, whatever it is. It's 2025. So he says, India 2025, DeBrother. Oh, it's backwards to you, because don't worry about that part. But my latest, to show you how I realized this, because let me go back a little bit. All these poems are written in here. Like the poem I just did, not just did, but my latest. Did I just do this? My latest poem is a thing called What Need Happen, right? And before that, I wrote as a poem, because I have other writing forms here. I wrote, I produced a poem. Here's there. This is a response thing. The Donald Move. No, that's not a poem. That's the Donald Move. On the Roads. Was poem, oh, he's mentioned there, and triumphant. Look at that. All three poems, well, three of my last poems. And this, this one, the one before that, Our One's Africa. Our One's, well, it's not really, okay, no, that doesn't, that's not a direct reference. But my last three poems, The Triumph, On the Roads, and What Need Happen, all have references to Ibrahim Traore, my commander-in-chief. You want to hear him? Oh, glad you asked, right? So, because, you see this? No, let me go back here first before I get to that, if I get to that. Hey, this is a Sunday, we talk literature. See, when I'm talking here, and when it comes to this port, where they're waiting for something, these folks, this poem, or this reading, this Tagore, they're waiting for something, right? Well, first of all, they don't think it's ever going to come, right? Yes, they shut everything up, say, let's take a break, let's go to sleep, right? We got to go to sleep, right? So then people say, no, we feel like something's happening, maybe we should stay vigilant. Come on, man, ain't nothing happening. So they go to sleep. And then in the middle of the night was still dark when the drum sounded. Just they had a drum. Whoa. Maybe what they talked about was right. Something is coming. Who's coming? It's a drum. Now let me tell you something. This is Indian, but in African culture, see, I have home, and when I live in Southern Africa, and in DeBrother I have a talking drum. Now, what the talking drum is for? What happens in the West African culture? What happens in the morning, whatever, the talking drum starts, and you're alerting people that, hey, some important announcement's happening. Some important personage is going to send a message, right? So that's what the talking drum's for. So when they hear talking about talking about the drum, hey, they said something. Hey, dark when the drum sounded, the voice came, wake up, delay not. Whoa, everybody jumping out of bed. And they spying and think the king's banner. Oh, it is real. Oh my goodness, right? So they go on. But where are the lights? But they're in confusion. Where are the lights? Where you got to set out. The king is coming. You got to have a big to do, right? All this stuff and like that. Where's the throne? The throne seat. All the stuff is not prepared because they wasn't prepared because they didn't heed the message. See what I'm saying? Okay. So where the decorations, all that stuff, someone cried, vain is a cry. Look, we can cry about this all we want, but the king is here, whether we got the stuff prepared or not, the king is here, right? And we got to greet him with empty hands and bare rooms. That's the pomp. If we have to greet the king without pomp and circumstance, what does it matter? The king is here. That's basically what it is. Open the doors, let the conch shows. Now the king has arrived. You had the drums in the distance saying there's going to be a message. Then the conch shows. So then so you had well, at least they had the conch shows ready. They didn't have the reefs and stuff like that ready. Anyway, then the doors are swung open. The depth of the night came the king of our dark tree house. Now, here's the interesting thing that I like about this now. You would think came the king to our dark king. Oh, he's the king of everything. So the dark, dreary night is part of the kingdom. whether you have the reef there or not, whether the night is thunderstorm, whatever, it's there. You see, all that is there, right? In the depth of the night come the king, our dark, dreary house. The thunder roars in the sky. See, now the king has come. So the nature. Well, we won't get into you. I'm now going deep into this. The darkness shudders with lightning. Okay, the king has come, and light has come. Lightning, I mean, real, like a Shango kind of, a Carisco kind of lightning has come, right? The imagery is amazing with this, right? Shudders with lightning. Bring out thy tattered piece of mat and spread it on the court. Don't matter what you bring out. The king is the king of everything. even that tattered mat is part of the kingdom, right? With the storms has come of a sudden our king of the fearful night. King of the kingdom. Now, when I look at Commander Ibrahim, I'm gonna call him Commander Ibrahim because whatever. I'm going like, man, no matter what it is, this man, I've listened to several of him talking. He said, look, we gotta prepare. Sometimes people are preparing, sometimes they're not, they're being lazy. And he comes whether you prepared or not. He says, hey, didn't I tell you all to prepare something? And they go, they start panicking and doing whatever it is because he's the commander-in-chief. You better start panicking. Commander-in-chief, say one thing, listen to him. He said, look, I want those reinforced over there. He comes back like 20 minutes later, okay. A couple of days later, and you ain't did what he said. Can't say, whoa. Don't you understand we at war, things are going to happen? Okay. So anyway. So the poem I wrote right before this, my last poem that I published, or whatever it's called What Need Happen. Okay? I'm going to just do, it's a Kwansaba. They're 49-word poems. It's short. Come on. And I said, the quest has always been closely seen, a journey afeared, though known to be. Paced as a history, they say, not we. For being of the warrior tears allows good God to pervade through shrouds, meaning the future near knows towards liberté. If that is if one only chooses to comply. Now, you say, well, I don't see no commander in there. The word liberté, French, remember, our commander-in-chief, he kicked the French out, but it's his mother tongue, his mother tongue is, but the prevailing language in that area is French. So there's a reference. Okay, it's a veiled reference. But the liberté is freedom, means freedom in French, you see? So earlier I did this poem, it's posted someplace, and I go through the whole thing, what everything means. So you can do that. But before that, the poem I wrote before that, last week, called On the Roads, a street sweeper's Kwansaba. They move in crews of twos, peoples, to remove what others wayside spew. None pay any mind to their maybe, to their kind. Maybe if Tagore were here, deeming clear, or even the human connect being deeming, would prove a wide world of just arranged to bring about new respect and praise. Yeah, I mentioned Tagore right there. I mentioned him, right? And I'm saying that because remember what he did on the Women's Month, he went down in the middle of the night, like that guy, and the thunder went in the middle of, and to thank the mainly female workers who were cleaning, who were doing their work at night, cleaning up the country. You see that? There is. I reference it right there. And I didn't know I was going to read that. Well, this was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago. So that it's connect. See that connect? The poem before that, triumphant, a leadership Kwansaba, right? The captain, the colonel, the general, them. That is right here, the captain. That would be Tagore, right? One for as our all, as many. Epic clarion clear to their pointed example. No, this history and epoch. Liberté, is that liberté again? Why, liberté way, okay? Final mental muscle spirit chains now broken. Final mental muscle spirit chains now broken. Mental, the mind, muscle, the physical, the body, spirit, right? That the colonizer has locked us up. Well, it's broken now, right? Onward towards reason now spoken to exist. We spoke reason into existence, right? Soldier like you, we battle this time. Okay, now I was talking about the three, Burkina Faso, land of our people, where our commander-in-chief comes from. I was talking about Mali, which is Gorta, the guy with the green beret, sorority with the red beret, and then Tiktani, right? He's what do you call that? A brigadier general, the one with the brown beret, and that he was representing Niger, right? So there I mentioned again sorority again here with the Liberté, like that. So that means I'm obsessed with what's happening in the Sahel. So that's what's going on. Oh, did I? No, I showed you this one already. Okay. So now, should I go? No. Oh gosh. Now when I finish the poems, and what I do is my final thing with the poem is I put them on what need happen poem. I use my color markers and so when I read it from here, it sounds much different. I'm not going to read it again, but anyway, it's our ultimate liberation core. Now, the esprit de corps, like our ultimate liberation army. So this is on my mind. We're talking liberation. We're talking reparations. That's what's been on my mind. And I started a new poem. Usually I started on parchment, but I was up at Johnny's, and I was walking through the forest up there, and I started a poem, and it goes like something. See it. Here's it, triumphant on the roads like that. And usually I don't start in the book. I start on the parchment, like I said. But I got the first. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. I got long enough. I got the first 5 lines I started already. Right. I go to the parchment. I don't know if I'll finish. I don't know. I might go to the parchment. Well, we'll see what happens. But it starts like this. If me indeed be a poet free, let it be said he emerged from forest, specific to that neem rooted leaf tree. He of urban, then suburban, now sand. Practice being a man just to engage. Oh no, see practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Practice is a 4-letter word, so obviously that's going to change. I got to make that practice 4-letter word. Practice is an 8-letter word. I got to change that to a 7-letter word because the Kwansaba is a 49-word poem with 7 lines of 7 words to a line, and no word being more than 7 letters. That's 8 letters, except for proper noun. Or practice, not a proper noun. See, this is how I have to work on this stuff. So we'll see what happens like that. But now I'm thinking, here's the thing. Maybe I'll leave him out of this. I might not mention my commander-in-chief in this. We'll see what happens. Of course, I have the whole week to write. I started doing that. Anyway, so that's the reading for today. And my revelation is that, hey, I'm following my commander-in-chief. And he's the one, the lead that come through the darkness of the night with lightning and thunder and, all kinds of sounds coming and drums and whatever, whether I'm prepared or not, whether I got the place ready or not, it's coming. It's coming. Prepare yourself. It's coming.